Hello, and welcome to another Marvel Snap video. We have 10 more mystery cards to open today, and we'll see what we can build with what we get. First card is Captain America, a great 3-cost ongoing card. Gives all of your other cards at that location +1 power, kind of the inverse of the Punisher. Next we get Carnage. On reveal, destroy your other cards here, +2 cards for each destroyed. This is a great discard effect that can get pretty big and can help clear up some cards that you don't want on your side of the board, like raptors and squirrels. Then we have Armor, good ongoing 2-cost card. Cards at this location can't be destroyed. This protects your own cards and can even disrupt your opponent if they have cards such as Nova they want to destroy. Then we have Mr. Sinister. Add a Sinister clone with the same power to the location. 2 bodies in 1, 4 power for 2, not too bad, although it does fill up your location, so you want a way to buff these up. Then we have Cosmo. On reveal, abilities won't happen at this location as an ongoing effect. This is fantastic disruption, and if you can put this in a location ahead of time that you know that they want to do on reveal abilities, or maybe they have a white tiger sitting in the lane and you can predict an Odin coming, this can be a great way to shut it down. Then we have Multiple Man. When this moves, add a copy to the old location. So not too impressive on its own, but if you can buff it up with a Forge or a Hulkbuster and move it a couple times, you can get quite a lot of value. Then we have Domino, kind of like a Quicksilver, but for 2 cost. You always draw it on turn 2 and not before. Then we have Angela, finally. This is one we've been waiting for. When you play a card here, +2 power. It only starts at 1 power for a 2-cost card, but if you play 3 more cards to the location, it actually gets up to 7 power, which is insane for a 2-cost card. And if you do some tricky things with Nightcrawler or Iron Fist, this can get even larger. Next up is Uatu. Once this is in your hand, you can see the unrevealed locations. It has some cool things you can do with it, but not the most effective 1-cost card. And lastly, we have Moon Girl. On reveal, duplicate your hand. This can be great if you have a couple low-cost combo pieces that you want to use, or it synergizes really well with Devil Dinosaur to not only increase your hand size, but if you have the Devil Dinosaur already in hand, you can play 1 on turn 5 and 1 on turn 6. With that, let's get to building. So today, the featured location is Bar Sinister, a new location being added to the game. When you play a card here, fill this location with copies of it. We're gonna be able to leverage this in the deck we end up building today and do some silly things. For those that don't know, the featured location sticks around for 2 days and has a 40% chance of appearing. So you don't want to build your deck too heavily reliant on this location, but if it pops up, you definitely want to take advantage of it. And so here's the deck we ended up making. There is a pretty crazy combo you can pull off using Nightcrawler into Bar Sinister, which puts 4 Nightcrawlers onto the board. And the primary reason for this is we want to control what gets duplicated. Normally when you play a card to Bar Sinister, the location is filled up and you can't play additional cards. But the Nightcrawler is actually able to move out, and we can control how many we move out. So the ideal setup is Nightcrawler into Bar Sinister, and then we move out a single copy and only play 1 blue Marvel. And once the 1 blue Marvel is in Bar Sinister, on turn 6, we play Onslaught, moving the other 3 Nightcrawlers out. This puts 3 Onslaughts into the lane with our blue Marvel, and Onslaught goes wild. The ongoing effect, double your other ongoing effects at this location. The Onslaughts double the other Onslaughts, and the math gets out of control, and you end up seeing some really big numbers if you can pull the combo off. If not, still playing 4 blue Marvels to the board is a pretty big power buff. They'll all buff each other up by 3, giving you 4 6 power blue marvels, and the rest of your board will get plus 4 power. First card we're running is Ant-Man, just an efficient, cheap 1-cost card to play, and we'll be easily able to fill up the location if we're able to duplicate our Nightcrawlers, because we'll be able to move cards all over the board. Next up we have Elektra, just a great 1-drop. It can remove a lot of power from your opponent's side of the board that they're counting on, and can surprise win locations like Mojo World. Then Nightcrawler as part of our combo. Angela is just a fantastic 2-cost card that we just picked up today. When you play additional cards here, it gets buffed up, and with the Nightcrawler in the deck, we're able to sneak out an extra +2 power out of her because we can play the Nightcrawler and move it out. Medusa is just an efficient 2-cost card that you can play to the center location, assuming it's not Bar Sinister for the next couple days. Then we have Lizard, also just an effective 2-cost card, and if we go with the blue marvel route with 4 blue marvels, this is just a great stat stick to buff up. Next up is Captain America, who's just a fairly efficient card when your side of the board is filled, and with all of the Nightcrawlers we could potentially have, this will be a nice bit of extra power. Then we have Cosmo. We're pretty light on reveal abilities, so this can just be a great way to disrupt our opponent and protect us from things like Enchantress or other problemsome on reveal abilities. Then we have Jessica Jones, just the most efficient 4-cost card in the early pool. It's our 1 on reveal, so you won't want to play her into the same lane that you've played a Cosmo, but 8 for 4 is just too good to pass up. Then we have Iron Man, just one of the strongest cards we have access to. You don't want to play Iron Man to Bar Sinister because 4 Iron Mans is not particularly effective, but if you do the Nightcrawler combo and leave 1 Nightcrawler there, you can still turn it into quite a lot of power with 3 Iron Mans because they'll each double each other, which goes up exponentially. And then the last 2 cards are the Blue Marvel and the Onslaught. There's probably a lot of tweaks you could make to this, but we had some really good games, and let's jump into them. First up is Lost. Icebox makes our Elektra much more expensive, so we'll be unlikely to play it, unless we have a premium target to hit. We'll throw Ant-Man down. Ooh, and Elysium reduces the cost of all of our cards, which lets us play a bit more loosely. Let's not actually commit anything just yet. Let's see what the 3rd location is and see if we draw an Angela. So they morph into our Iron Man, so we're definitely staying out of that lane. And Limbo gives us a turn 7. So we do get the Angela. So let's play her and hold off on the rest for now. Our curve is so low that we'll be able to get most of our cards onto the board. They snap. Well, they got a free Iron Man, so that's not too surprising. But we've got a lot of turns to get something figured out here. We can play Blue Marvel and Nightcrawler to buff up the Angela. Ideally, we can get this lane pretty big without the Iron Man, and then win the Icebox with Iron Man. So they play a Star-Lord, which gets the buff. Okay, we get Onslaught, which is going to double our Blue Marvel buff and give us a pretty good power here. They're holding off on committing anything to the Iron Man lane. Oh, here we go. Likely a pretty big impact card. A Gamora, but we don't play there. We're not fighting your Iron Man. So let's go with the Lizard. We'll be able to play 3 cards next turn. We could draw into the Captain America. We have all the low-cost cards. Could also be the Cosmo. Both of those will be more power here. Maybe we play the Iron Man, just to make sure we get the most power. Although it'll be hard for them to come up over. Let's hold. We don't necessarily even need to move the Nightcrawler out. So they play American Chavez. So yeah, so we Nightcrawler, Ant-Man, and we're winning. So let's Cosmo. We'll get an extra 2 on the Angela. And make sure nothing funky happens here with an on-reveal ability. And that should be an easy game. They got a huge advantage with the free Iron Man, but just were not able to capitalize on it. Whoa! Okay. They dump their whole hand. Ooh, and they go with the Enchantress. Cosmo gets it for us. Yeah, you can lock down the lane we had no intention of playing in. Probably should have snapped there. They were probably pretty confident. But Cosmo saves the day. That was fantastic. Victory. Let's hop into another one. First location is the Lekugia. We definitely don't want rocks in our deck, and we don't want to play the Electra without a target. So Ant-Man gives us a target. Grand Central's gonna fill up, so it's not the best location for our Lizard. So we can start with the Ant-Man. And to be energy efficient, let's go with the Electra. Take out their Ant-Man. So we do get Bar Sinister, and we have Blue Marvel Onslaught. Let's try and draw the Nightcrawler and prevent Grand Central from ruining our plans too badly. So let's keep our hand size large. We definitely don't want the rocks. We won't want Onslaught getting pulled. Oh, and we do draw the full combo here. So let's drop the Nightcrawler, leave the Lizard in hand to reduce the likelihood that Onslaught gets pulled. I guess we could have actually played the Lizard and moved the Nightcrawler over next turn to fill out Grand Central. Let's hope that doesn't come back to bite us. We'll move a Nightcrawler out and play our Blue Marvel. And there's a 75% chance we're okay. Okay, so it pulls the Lizard. Whew. Definitely should have pre-played the Lizard, so that wasn't possible. opponent snaps, I don't think they know what we're up to, so we will also snap. We move the 3 Nightcrawlers out, and we play Onslaught. And we get to see some pretty large numbers here, since the Onslaughts double the Onslaughts that then have a massive effect on the blue marble here. So 4 America Chavez is not quite enough. They have all of the locations currently won, but they're about to see some very large numbers. The second doubling, and the third doubling. Boom. Beaten by just a little. Considering they snapped, they really didn't know what we were up to. But look at those stats. Such a funny combo to pull. Definitely not able to get numbers like that under normal circumstances. But let's hop into another one. First location is Danger Room, and we have a human player for the first time in a while. Been playing a lot of bots tonight, so I'm thankful for this match. Let's hold. We don't have a good way to play into Danger Room. Maybe we draw a Nightcrawler with a Bar Sinister. So they go with the Korg and it sticks. We do get the Nightcrawler. So we'll hold on for one more turn. Hopefully we get Bar Sinister. We get Hala. So let's fight here a bit. We'll be able to Angela, Nightcrawler, then next turn Captain America, Ant-Man, which will be quite a lot of power here. So they go with Cosmo, but we don't have any on-reveal effects that we intend to play there. And we're likely to get it destroyed, because this is quite a lot of power. Yeah, so Hala destroys their Cosmo. We're likely not going to want to fight over Danger Room anymore. So let's go with the blue marble. Oh, they play Elektra, killing our Nightcrawler. So this didn't work out too well for us. Iron Man's only going to bring this to 6. We really wanted to move the Nightcrawler into this lane. And this is 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that's not likely to do it, but they haven't snapped, so let's stick it out here. Yeah, and they Onslaught for 11. Which we are just going to barely come up over. The Rock giving us an extra +1 there too. So that was an awkward game, but we managed to pull it out. I hope you enjoyed the games. If you have any questions or feedback for me, leave them in the comment section below. Also, let me know what you've been doing with Bar Sinister, because there's a lot of silly things you could do with that location. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.